Welcome everyone to the Pocono Raceway for race number 14. Christian Williams is on the pole for today's race as we're about to get the race command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Engines fired up, we are ready to go here at Pocono. Field is set and they're rolling right off. So let's do our usual points rundown. Ibrahim and Brown are still 1 and 2. The lead is now 41 points, so Ibrahim is slowly growing his points lead back. Keith Stevens is now entered 3rd place, gaining 2 spots. The winner, Chaka Lightning Blaze, gained the most positions, as well as Cole Sampson. Lightning Blaze up to 4th place, and Cole Sampson is 18th. Tim Randolph is down a spot. He's down to 5th. Fisher remains in 6th. Nathan Norman has jumped up to 7th place, 6 spots he gained. Riley Sampson remains in 8th place. JP Latiro getting dropped down to 9th after losing 2. And Dylan Cunningham losing 7, dropping him to 10th. Tony Green lost the most positions, going all the way down to 30th place after that huge mishap at Daytona, staying on the racetrack while having a mechanical failure. So, alright, Christian Williams in the 54 car is on the pole. This 54 team has struggled big time. They come into this race 35th in the point standings. The 43 car, who is starting 2nd. This one, they're doing alright. They gained 6 positions, so up to 17th, so nice improvement there for the 43 team. Ryan Butcher in the 01, the champion of this series, currently starting in 3rd. As I'm trying to find his name as we're about to get the green flag. 29th. No top 5 for this team, as well as the 54. Alright, here we go. Getting ready to go green. Pace car's off. Here we go. No trouble already. The 6th of the mechanical failures. He stopped on the racetrack and the caution comes right back out. A tire. More than the tire, there is damage, and we're under yellow right off the start of the race. Alright, well that counts as a start, so we'll take a look at the replay. So trouble for Sam at Ozcan. Let's take a look at the replay as he has a wheel damage or tire damage. So he just quickly turns to the left, just trying to squeeze himself down the pit road. Those guys on the inside line were able to avoid it. He comes to a stop, a complete stop, and it ends up bringing out a yellow. So if he kept going, I think he would have stayed green. So that's 2 races in a row we have a driver with issues coming to the green flag, but this time caution comes out for that. No smoke, and this was a mechanic. Well, it was, yeah, I guess so. But so trouble already for the 6th car. We'll take you back to the restart. Alright, getting ready for the restart here. So Sam Oskin is back on the, he stayed on the lead lap. Luckily Pocono is a pretty big track. And he technically led a lap, just because of the weirdness of this game sometimes. As we're getting ready for the restart here we go. Now we can officially start. Green flag is out, and we're underway. Big shove for the 43 in behind. He's taking the lead. He's clear into turn 1, maybe. No, not quite. Won't go down low. Williams will retake it. Here's a 5 car on the inside in 4th place, looking for 3rd. The 43 is now on the inside. They're side by side down into turn 2. Can't make it stick on the bottom. So they're coming up into turn 3. Might be better in turn 3. So top three have gotten away from the pack, and we got trouble. And a couple of cars on the outside wall. More than a couple more cars wrecking the 1 and the 9. Got the 41. Yep, that's the 41. Michael Brown's got damage to the front end. 38 and 66 also possibly involved as well. Either that or just trying to avoid the crash. As we race back to the stripe. And Williams will go unchallenged for this lead, and he'll take the yellow flag once again. Taylor to the inside for second, but not going to get there. Alright, let's take a look at the replay. So they were pretty spread out, coming on the front straightaway. And of course, entering the turn 1, it narrows up. So let's see, there's a 35 on the outside. Watch that 12 car Davison. He kind of squeezes him into it. Into the wall, thought he was clear, and he manages to hook the 44 with the back end. And more cars wrecking behind. I think that was their own wreck. And then you also see the 9 and the 1, the 51, the 6, and the 11. And the 41 as well, wrecking. So Davison, he pinches the 35 there. So what about these guys? The 34. Similar situation. You could see, yeah, you can see they're just everywhere. Everyone's just trying to go up high, entering turn 1. And yeah, pretty much the same thing. He pinches Keith Stevens into the wall. Cody Smart gets collected. Gets into the wall a little bit, and don't think he got caught up in the second crash. Kind of just drove right by easily. So let's go on board here with the 35 Aaron Abel. It was closing in a little bit. The 12 was just trying to get up high, but he was way too late on that move. And the 44 takes a hard hit to the outside wall, and his car is destroyed. On board with Marsh. Yeah, you got the 12 caught him in the back end, not the front end. Usually does not happen. Usually. So there's a 41 spinning, and there's Michael Brown in the 11. How did he get the damage? Who did he hit? Oh, hit right at the 35. He was right behind, in the smoke. Yeah, this is not what he needs. He was closing in on that on the 60 Ibrahim, but these bad runs and these crashes are not helping his case, allowing that 60 to get away. And he's right behind him too, and he got away with no damage. Alright, first caution of the day. Let's take you back to the restart. Alright, so that crash took out 4 drivers. Marsh, Abel, Gomes, and Brown. 38 cars left out on the racetrack. We're getting ready for the restart. Pace cars off, here we go. Green flag is out, back underway. 43 with another good start. And here goes Taylor, here goes Green. Gonna try to make it 4 wide. Into turn 1 they go. Pushing and shoving, oh, contact there, but they hung on to it. I don't know how. So who's going to have the advantage here? 43 has the lead still. Into turn 2. Yeah, Green's going to have to back out. 43 on the outside. Power drives on the top lane. And is clear. Side by side for second. Williams in the 54 on the top side. He'll get by Taylor. Here comes a 5 car in 4th, looking for 3rd. See if you can get the toe off the 54, and looks like he is. And that was a pretty desperate move by Green. After losing 10 spots, it's go time. Here's a wide call in the 17 car. What a rough one he has. running good so far right now, but of course, anything can happen. Here's Stephen Oakes in a 22, going to make it 3 wide with the 88 of Zachary Fitzwater. I don't think that's going to work. Yeah, turn 2 is just too tight to make it 3 wide. You can see they have to drive on the apron. Still pretty packed up here is the top 11, I would say. No, top 10. Williams has closed in on the 43 to the inside into turn 1. Wants to retake the lead. And he got a big help from the 5 car. Down the back straightaway they go. That's going to help Blaze move up to second. He's going to try the inside. Tony Green going to send it into turn 2. He'll get by Taylor. That's one way to do it. Just dive bomb into the turn and push him up high a little bit. And he complete the pass. Williams still has the lead, or has retaken the lead. 5 car was there, but couldn't make it stick. Oh, he's going to try again to the inside. It's got no drafting help. There goes Nathan Orman back there in the 20 car. They're only 3 wide, but they're using up all the racetrack. The 43 looking to retake it. Side by side still. Pretty even coming off the turn, but the 54 might have the momentum. Here comes the 43. Gonna try going all the way low. Gonna try what Tony Green did. Not quite, not as aggressive. But sticking with the 5 car for now. Ryan Butcher in the 01 is closing in slowly with these guys going side by side and 3 wide. And Zare will take second maybe. Nope, not quite. 5 car with the run off the top. Comes wide qual in the 17. He's gonna take it as low as he can, get into the top 5, and he's up to 4th with that move. Yeah, they got nothing to lose here. Wide qual very unlikely to be a championship contender. They're not gonna settle for anything but first. Green in 3rd place. Blaze in 2nd and Williams in 1st. So a lot of drivers looking for their first win running up in the top 5. The lowest of them is the 17 of Wyatt Qual, who's in 4th at the moment, who's sitting 40th in the points. And then followed by Christopher Williams, who is 35th, and then Tony Green, who is 30th. And then there's Zachary Taylor, who is a winner. Taylor is 13th in the points, almost back in the top 10. Take a look at the rest of the field here. Some of them trailing, some of them sort of trailing. There's our current points leader, Ibrahim, in the 60. Got 2 wins in a row, then crashed out 2 races in a row. But he's slowly regaining all those points. He's going to gain a lot more over Michael Brown. Running in 16th, not too bad. Of course, they want to do better than that. Let's go around the top with Calvin in the 40. Here goes wide qual again. Will it be 3 wide for 2nd? No, it'll be side by side for 3rd. But he might be able to take 2nd though, and he does. But can he clear? Nope, not quite, but he has the position. Because the 5 car is the leader. And now Wyatt Qual clears, and they're going to cross over to the bottom. Green's going to send it in there 3 wide again. Didn't work this time. I think he was just being a little nicer. But that's going to cost him a spot too. Cole Sampson in the mix. Another driver who has won a race. But needs to improve in his point standings right now. So the 5 car right now has a pretty nice lead at the moment. Wyatt Qual is 2nd. Williams, Taylor, and then there, your top 5 at the moment. For the rest of the top 10, it's Green, Sampson, Randolph, Lagacy, and Ryan Butcher. Why Qual closing in. Just needs to win a race. Just one race. Wants to get that Chicagoland race back. He has yet to pay back Trey Wright in the 66. But I guess the best payback is to win. And neither of them have that. Trey Wright in the 66, he is 24th. So midfielder at the moment. So will we see another caution? They've been very clean. We've had 2 so far. Could be a third one. Maybe. These guys are still aggressive. The 5 car way up the track. And that's going to cost him some time. He almost hit the wall there. And right on the back bumper of the 5 car. And there he goes to the inside. No one's going to help him. Got no 4 teammates or anything like that. But the 54 is going to go low with him. But I think he was just trying to make it 3 wide. Wide Qual to the front. Side by side there. Taylor on the outside. Can he take third? Yes, he can. Keeping it close. No one has been able to run away with the lead. What they do, they get closed up. The lead gets closed up after a few laps. So 38 cars still on the racetrack. No one has had a mechanical failure under this green flag run. So there's that. 17 is leading this race. Taylor in the 16, the only driver in the top 5 at the moment, who has a race victory. And Cole and Taylor are the only 2 in the top 10 who have a win. So a chance at a repeat winner still possible. But the odds are in for the winless drivers. So all the 2-time winners this season are all in the top 5. So Ibrahim and Brown and Jack of Lightning plays, we know. Both with a pair of wins. Remember, it's a 16 points you could say, the extra point for leading a lap. Gap between first and second. I had it at 10 for a little while, now it's 15, so getting that race win is very important. But you still gotta be consistent, and that's what NASCAR should do instead of having a stupid playoff system. So Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Toyota. So got one of each at least in the top 5. Tony Green running in 6th place at the moment. Been there for a handful of laps now. I think he's eased up on the aggression. Gotta think about finishing first. Got a lot of work to do after Daytona. Tony Green was doing pretty well early on, but he has fallen back quite a bit, especially after Daytona losing 10 positions, which is pretty crazy in this late in the season, losing that many spots. Guess that shows how close to them a lot of these guys are. Well, let's just hope everything holds up this time. So Blazy Vitar closing in. He's pulled away from the 3rd, and he's closing in on the 17. Blazy Vitar had a really good car at Michigan. Ran out front for most of the race. I think he led the most laps too. But then he got beaten on the last lap by Fisher on a near photo finish. He had him beat the last time around. But of course, the only last lap counts as the 5 easily gets by to 17. Gonna let him go. Here comes Taylor and Williams, 4th, 3rd, and 4th. Taylor's gonna try to go for it into turn 2. Here comes a 43 now. Looking for 5th. Or looking for 4th. Already in 5th. So the front of the pack have been pretty calm. It's the 10 drivers in this pack, if you could really call it one. Now the drivers are spread out a little more. The cars, I should say, are spread out. So I don't see too many crazy moves being made at the moment. Most of them are single file. Not a lot of 3 wide racing going on at the moment. But wide qual to 17. Back to the race lead. Didn't want to let go for too long. Yeah, he's got to go for it. At the moment, he is 216 points back from the leaders. And he's 11 points back from the next position. Currently, he is one of 4 drivers who have scored less than 200 points. So even with this win, he is not going to gain a lot. But he probably doesn't care at this point. He wants to win. There, here we go. Now we got some almost 3 wide action there for a moment. Al Legacy in the 62. I don't think we've talked much about Al Legacy a lot. The 62 team at the moment, where is he in the points? 19th in the points. 1 top 5 to his name and 4 top 10s. And there we go, 3 wide for 7th place into turn 2. Can't make a stick on the bottom. Just not enough room. Not enough grip. Well, Blazy Pitar on the 5. Well, both drivers came close to a win, and both of them ended up differently. Why we know he got wrecked by Trey Wright while we were off the leaders, and then the 5 of Blazy Pitar got beat on the last lap at Michigan. 5's been doing a little bit better these past few races. Running 21st in the point standings entering this race. Christian Williams in the 54, we know, has not scored a top 5 season yet. He has 1 top 10 to his name. 24.08 is his average finish. Here we have a slow car. That's the 51 of Alexander Rowe. So I don't think we're going to catch him. I don't think so. We can see him, but I don't think we'll catch him. So who's going to get their first win of the season? 16 got shuffled out, so now we have all winless drivers running on the top 5. Winless at the moment. A couple of the top 10 guys have faded back a little bit. Steven Oaks has moved up to 10th place. Al Legacy has dropped back. Here's a Dalton Johnson, Jared Calvin, they're side by side. Malik Neves in the 45 had that skid at the Daytona that almost caused a green-white checkered finish. But he hung on to it, and it stayed green. Okay, now they're starting to pick up the aggression a little bit. Here goes Carlos Rodriguez. Taking it way down low. They'll be 4 wide. Oh, really close into turn 1. 56 gonna push the 4 car. Gonna put him in the wall here. And oh, there he goes. And that's gonna cause the yellow. Johnson spins on the back straightaway. And the yellow flag is out. Not what the leaders want, coming to 2 laps to go. I don't need to check the box now. That's why I'm not panicking. Blazy Batar will easily take this one wide ball pretty far out. And here they come to the third caution flag of the day. There it is. Alright, let's take a look at the replay. Well, that was some perfect timing to watch the mid-pack battle it out. There were 4 wide entering turn 1. I knew they could not make it. As you can see, the 45 and the 4, they were just leading, and Tim Randolph drift up high. I don't think he hit the 4 car though. If he did, that would have been a much serious wreck. Here comes the 8 car though. Might have made some slight contact, but I still don't think that was the cause. I think these two just couldn't get off of each other, and then eventually into the wall. Dalton Johnson running in the top 15 at the 13th at the line, and he's gonna get sent all the way back. A small wreck, but a lot of positions lost there for the 4. Obviously not what they needed today. Yeah, that was just hard racing. Laps were winding down. Everyone's just jostling for position. Every spot, every point they can get. And I don't think anyone's at fault there. Just some good old hard racing. And these guys kind of scrambled a bit. Did they crash? No, they did not. Alright, we'll take you back to the restart. Alright, here we go. So Dalton Johnson actually has pulled the car behind the wall. Looks like it was enough damage to take him out. And alright, here we go. Double file restart here. They are ready. So I've lost count of how many overtime finishes we had, because we didn't have too many this season so far. Chicagoland being the most notable one. That was just pure insanity. Alright, here we go. How crazy are they going to go in this restart? Will it cause a big one? It might. Base car is off. Here we go. Green flag is out. Back underway. Wide qual with a good jump. Here goes Williams in the 54. He's going to make his move now. Tony Green in the 77 is there. 3 wide for the race lead. The 5 in the middle. He's going to get shuffled out a little bit. Maybe the 54 has the lead, but Qual going to fight back on the top side. Everyone makes it through turn 1. Now what about turn 2? .43 on the top side for 4th. Cole Sampson in 5th. They make it out of there, mostly. But get ready. They might wreck. A lot of pushing and shoving going on. Trying to get a good angle here. The white flag is out. 1 more lap to go. Leader is taking the white flag. They're still scrambling for position. They might wreck here though. Should be looking at the leaders, since the leader's already taken the white. Williams in the 54. He's going to have to draft off the 17. He's got no push though. Is it good enough for the 17? It might be. No mistakes here. Yeah, right into turn 3 for the final time here at Pocono. Wyatt Qual in the 17 car. He is clear. He's got no challenger behind. Williams doing everything he can, but he's not going to get there. Wyatt Qual in the 17 car is going to win it here at Pocono. Well, that just made things a little bit more interesting with that crash, that caution coming out. Let's take a look at the full race results. Alright, take a look here. Wyatt Qual in the 17, a huge win. He finally got it back. And a massive win here today. So he and Ibrahim are the winners for this RFK team, leaving out the 6-7 Ozcan, who had a weird issue at the start. Christian Williams sat on the pole, finished 2nd. Still a very good run. Finally got a top 5 finish. And Blazy Vitar getting 3rd. Rosero Zare 4th, Ryan Butcher 5th, Cole Sampson 6th, Carlos Rodriguez 7th, Calvin 8th, Green 9th, and Tim Randolph 10th. Here are the rest of the race results. 37 cars finished the race, 5 of them out. And it's only March, Abel, Gomes, Brown, and Johnson. A total of 3 cautions, but no huge wreck or anything like that. A lot of cars finished today's race, and that's what a lot of the drivers and team owners, that's all of them are happy to see. Yeah, not too chaotic today. Pocono usually gives some chaotic races, but today they kept it nice and clean. Kind of like Daytona. Daytona, we expected a lot more crashing, but had that one big one, but still had quite a bit of cars finish the race. And yeah, so might see some cleaner races going forward. Maybe, or they just go back to wrecking the next race. Alright, let's take it to victory lane.